Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a walkthrough for the first dungeon in a series of dungeon guides that I'm going to be doing for Final Fantasy XIV. This first dungeon is called Sastasha, and for the majority of this video it's going to be time-lapsed as the trash in this dungeon is very simple and does not need any kind of explanation. And you'll be watching from the healer point of view. I'll slow the video down again for the boss fights, and there probably won't be much commentary until the boss starts, as like I said, their trash doesn't need any explanation. And you may also hear some random noise or talking in the background. That's just due to having Ventrilo open and talking to the tank while we were doing this dungeon. Okay, so here we are at the first boss. Here's a Coral named Chopper. As this is the first boss in the dungeon, it is very easy. There's really only one mechanic that he does. The mechanic is an AoE attack that he does every so often. You're going to know the attack is coming by the large red circle that spans around the boss. So if you're melee DPS, just get out of that circle till the animation of the attack goes off. The tank, all he needs to do is tank the boss. And if you're the healer, chances are you're going to be able to DPS on this guy at the same time as I was here in this video with no problem at all keeping heals up. Okay, so now we're at the second boss. If you notice, there isn't a large amount of trash monsters after the first boss, and it will remain like that for the rest of the dungeon. The majority of the trash monsters were at the beginning. So all you're going to need to do to succeed at this is have the tank pull the boss with the two adds and tank all three at once. Have the DPS focus fire the first ad down, followed by the second ad being focus fired after the first one's dead, and then damage the boss. You don't actually get to kill him, he'll just take off and run down the hallway once his health gets too low for a later fight in the dungeon. And if you're a healer in this fight, I strongly suggest DPSing as well, because it's not very damage intensive.
That's fine. That's fine. That's on this keyboard and this fucking walk button. I don't even know. I know I hit it. That's what I thought.
Okay, so I'd just like to point out that the one melee DPS said his cat just jumped up on his keyboard and pushed his walk key by accident, and he said he couldn't figure out what button it was for him to run again. We just let him walk for a good 5 minutes because it was pretty funny. And this fight here that you see on the screen really isn't a boss, it's more of a mini boss with no loot. He does drop a key though to unlock a door that'll that you need to go down for the next hallway so you can finish progressing with the dungeon. It really only has one ability. It's a frontal AoE attack. The melee DPS that turned on his walk button ended up getting hit by it in one shot.
It's the best place to be.
So this is the third boss fight, pretty much almost exactly the same as the second boss fight. One boss, two ads, get the tank to tank them together, focus fire the first ad, focus fire the second ad, and then start focus firing the boss. As you can see, the tank didn't do very well on this fight here. He was losing aggro quite often, and the ads and the boss were just running around attacking random people.
Nice. I don't understand what's going on right now. The fuck is the tank? Oh, he's right there. He's right beside me. Fuck me.
And right now is the only difference between this fight and the last boss fight. At this point in the fight, a whole bunch of dog ads spawn, and you just come out rushing your group. You just gotta DPS them down and then focus fire the boss, and you've won.
This is weird. That one like really little.
Little cinematic starts right here because we're at the last boss. So it's a big open room with 4 gates on the ground. The gates have white names on them. Eventually later on in the fight, ads will start spawning from these gates. So it's not very tough of a fight at the beginning here. Just if you're the healer, you just gotta keep the tank healed. You can toss in a quick DPS spell every once in a while on the boss, and make sure you stay out of that big area of effect directional spell that happens in front of him. So when the boss gets down to around 50% of health, he'll start summoning ads. If you're a ranged DPS or a caster of any type and these mobs aggro you, it's usually always a good idea to run the mobs towards the tank so he doesn't have to go chasing around the room after you. But keep in mind, don't go directly in front of the boss because he does have that frontal cone area of effect spell that you don't want to get hit by.
Just gotta save it. Save it for the first part.
So obviously have the DPS switch over to the ads and off the boss and start DPSing them. You'll probably have 2 or 3 ads left, maybe even 1 depending on how good the DPS is in your group by the time the second set of ads coming out. I find that the best way to deal with the second set of ads is to save your limit break up and drop the limit break. Have a DPS caster like a thaumaturge or a summoner drop the limit break on the first set of ads and the second set of ads. It pretty much knocks them all down to almost 0 health. Then after that, pretty much just finish up the boss and you're done the instance. Congratulations, you've just beat your first dungeon, collect your loot, and win. And one helpful tip I'd like to point out here is whenever there is a monster or a boss or whatever doing like an area of effect spell or a directional spell, that's just that red box on the ground. Even if you make it out of the red box before it disappears, there still is a possibility of you getting hit by the attack. It's really based off the animation, so you need to get out of the box before the animation finishes, or you're still going to take damage. And that's it for this video, guys. Hope you liked it, hope it helped someone. And as always, subscribe, support, and share this video. It really helps out my channel. And have a good one. Next video coming soon.